She says, my husband has informed me that he will marry a second wife. I feel shattered emotionally. Please give me some encouraging words. Okay. Number one, I would like to tell you that he is not doing something that is prohibited. Perhaps these words would really encourage you to understand that as long as he's seeking something halal in Islam and he's consulting you in the beginning, we should really appreciate that. Perhaps if you discuss with him the reasons, why is he interested in marrying another woman? What's my shortcomings? Is there anything that I'm not doing properly? Maybe he's in need for another woman for a reason or another, legitimate reasons. So in this case, you shouldn't blame him, right? There are some personal issues, private issues, which the couple would know best more than anybody else. And by explaining that to you, it may justify why is he interested to marry another woman, especially if he's secure in your independent housing, and lodging, and financial stability, and also for the new wife, and he's not affecting your marriage life by any means. So the first justification is it is halal. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ. So Allah limited the number of wives in plural marriages, that the person should not take in marriage more than 4 wives at a time. As we say always, that Islam limited the number of wives which the person can have simultaneously at the same time. Before this hukm, it was open. Okay? So Islam is a religion that came to limit the number for a divine wisdom. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it. Second thing which may really support you and give you a little patience, don't you think that for your husband to consult you that he's going to take a second wife in a halal way is better than him getting involved in an external marriage affair or relationship which is haram? He will be involved in adultery. Of course, the first choice is the best, it's halal. Second choice, and this is what we see in America, in the West in general, those who are opposing plural marriages, I challenge them, if there is anywhere on earth where plural marriage is not really practiced, even in America, but in a legal fashion. I mean, you find one of them is married, but he has an external affair with 1 or 2 or 3 or several women. Or every weekend he's with another woman. So he has a wife and a mistress, a wife and a girlfriend. And this is not limited to the low-class people or middle-class people. No, presidents of the United States, of European countries, and recently General David Petraeus, he had to resign, or he was forced to resign, he was impeached due to having an external affair, an illicit relationship with a woman who was writing a book on his biography. This is simply haram. That's called adultery. The woman is married with a couple of kids, and he's married with kids as well. He's an older person, okay, but that did not stop him from having this adultery relationship and practicing fornication. But in Islam, if the person is afraid to get involved in an illegitimate relationship because his relationship with his wife isn't sufficient, then he can resort to the second marriage. This is one of the reasons. There are multiple reasons. We have women who lose their husbands or get divorced and no one to support them. So looking after a woman and her children is one of the keys to success and entering paradise. And if a person is married to a woman and this woman for a physical or a medical reason cannot function in bed, he cannot have a relationship with her. So he has one of 2 choices, either to marry another one, halal, in a legal fashion, so that he will keep the first, and the second, he will maintain the old relationship and the compassion, and meanwhile he will satisfy his natural desire in a halal fashion. And the second alternative, which is the haram, is to have an external affair. And the third alternative is to divorce the first one in order to marry the second one, who would satisfy him and make him happy. So of course, when a woman thinks about it logically, she would exclude the second and the third option. She say, no, I would rather be his wife and see him having a legitimate relationship with the second wife, as long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to what's best.